Hello everyone, welcome to JCE eConnect, subject Big Data Analytics. So today we'll be starting off with the revision for Module 3, and this series will be taking the overview of the complete module, discussing the important areas to be focused, of course from the exam point of view, and also for better understanding we'll also be taking few questions from the previous year VTU question papers. So let's start off with the module 3. Module 3 is basically that deals with business intelligence concepts and applications, and also we have other chapters like a data warehouse and data mining, and also data visualization in the end. So let's start off with the first chapter. We'll be discussing about the first chapter in this lecture. So the first chapter is the business intelligence concepts and applications. So before discussing about the business intelligence concepts and application, let us understand what is a business intelligence. So business intelligence is an, as you can see here, is an umbrella term that includes a variety of IT applications that are used to analyze and organizational data and communicate the information to relevant users. So you can see a BIDM, that is business intelligence data mining cycle here, that business data mining and intelligence, and it goes on. So just to give a more depth understanding of business intelligence, what we can more elaborate from the business intelligence is like let's say any business organization needs to continually monitor its business environment and its own performance, and then rapidly, of course, adjust the future plans. Then this includes monitoring the industry, the competitors, the suppliers, and the, of course, the customers. Right. So in a nutshell, if we want to say, like, business intelligence is a broad set of information technology solutions, that is the IT solutions, that includes tools for gathering the data, analyzing the data, and reporting information to the users about the performance of the organization and its environment. Right. So like it is mentioned here, that is it's a umbrella term which includes the variety of IT applications, IT solutions that are used to analyze the organization's data and also to communicate the information to the relevant users or the customers. Okay. So moving on, here is an example of the Khan Academy. This is the snapshot which is taken from the khanacademy.org. So basically, Khan Academy has developed tools to help teachers get a pulse on what's happening in the classroom. So teachers are provided a set of real-time dashboards. This is one of the this is the dashboard which you can see here in this diagram. So teachers are provided with this real-time dashboard, and to give the information from the macro level to the micro level. Now macro level can be like how is my class going on let's say on a class of geometry, how is my class doing on geometry. This can be at the macro level. And to the micro level, how is Jane doing on the mastering polygons, right? How is Jane doing on mastering the polygons? So basically, teachers, when they are provided with these set of real-time dashboards, uh, they'll be able to get the information from the macro level to the micro level, and of course armed with the information. When they are armed with this information, teachers can place selective focus on the students that need certain help, right? So this is what a simple example or a case wherein we can say a business intelligence can be uh, taken, right? So talking about the business intelligence for better decisions, when we talk about the better decisions, For example, let's say the future is very, inherently very uncertain. For example, we are living in this era wherein we are there's a global pandemic, and uncertainty is everywhere, right? Nothing is sure. Let's say about the vaccine or the even the virus. Everything is uncertain, and in amongst these all these situations, all the other sectors are getting affected, right? Like the employment, or the global markets, the GDP. So let's not get much into it, but the whole idea here is like the future is getting uncertain, inherently uncertain. The risk is the result of the probabilistic world, where there are no certainties and complexities abound, right? So in this complete scenario, how is business intelligence going to help us to take better decisions? So when we talk about the decision types, we have two main kind of decision type, that is the strategic decisions and operational decisions. So when we talk about the and for BI can help make both better, the strategic decisions as well as the operational decisions. So strategic decisions are those that impact the direction of the company. So the decision, let's say, to decision to reach out to a new customer set would be a strategic decision, whereas the operational decisions are more routine and tactical decisions focused on developing greater efficiency, right? So in strategic decision making, the goal itself may or may not be clear. The goal can be clear or it may not be clear, and the same is true for the path to reach the goal in the case of strategic decisions. Whereas in the operational decisions can be made more efficient using an analysis for past data, right? So if we are given with the past data, the operational decisions can be made more efficient by doing the analysis on that past data, right? So these are the two main strategic decisions, that is two decision types, that is strategic decisions as well as the operational decisions. Now talking about the business intelligence tools or BI tools, BI tools includes of data warehousing, online analytical processing, social media analytics and reporting, dashboards, query, data mining. So these are the tools that business intelligence uses. Let's get a little deep into it. Uh, BI tools can range from like very simple tools that could be like considered end user tools to to very sophisticated tools that offers a very broad and complex set of functionalities, that is those functionalities that is even executives can be their own BI experts, or they can rely on BI specialists to set up the mechanism for them. So just to give an example, like a spreadsheet tool, that is the Microsoft Excel spreadsheet, it can act as an easy but effective BI tool by itself. Data can be downloaded and stored in the spreadsheet, then analyzed to produce insights and presented in the form of let's say graphs or tables or lists, right? So this system offers limited automation using macros and other features. And talking about the dashboards, a dashboarding system such as for example IBM Cognos, if you have heard about it, IBM Cognos or Tableaus, they can offer a sophisticated set of tools for gathering the data, analyzing the data, and also to present the data. So these dashboards are linked to data warehouses at the back end to ensure that the tables or graphs, whatever the form of the data that you are presenting, uh, and other elements, as well as the other elements of the dashboards, are updated in the real time. So just to give an example of this dashboard, I have taken this sample executive dashboard. The picture is little blur, but you can see that is this is just a sample executive dashboard that is taken from the IBM Cognos Insight, which is named as a BMI Telecom. So this is just for the analysis. Now, moving ahead, that is the business intelligence skills. When we talk about the business intelligence skills, just to give an example, that is a skilled and experienced BI specialist should be an open minded to go outside the box or open the aperture and see a wider perspective that includes more dimensions and variables in order to find important patterns and insights. Now, the problem needs to be looked at from a wider perspective to consider many more angles, right? So that might not be immediately obvious, but you can say an imaginative solution should be proposed. An imaginative solution should be proposed for the problem so that interesting and useful results can emerge. Now, a good data mining project begins with an interesting problem to solve, right? If there is an interesting problem to be solved, then it can be called as a good data mining project. Now, selecting the right data mining problem is an important skill, because selecting a I'll repeat this statement, that is, selecting a right data mining problem is an important skill. Why? Because the problem should be valuable enough. The problem should be valuable. By valuable, I mean here that is, solving it should be worth the time and the expense. Right? You can relate to one simple example. Okay, and it takes it takes a lot of time and energy to gather the data, organize, pre-process, that is cleansing and preparing the data for mining and other analysis. The data miner needs to be persist with the exploration of the patterns in the data. Now, the skill level has to be deep enough for that. The skill level has to be deep enough to engage with the data and make it yield new insights, that is, new useful insights. Okay, so these are the typical business intelligence skills that any data miner would be requiring. Now, talking about the area of applications or the business intelligence applications, these are the predominantly the 10 applications business intelligence can be applied. For example, the customer relationship management, healthcare and wellness, education, retail, banking, financial services, insurance, manufacturing, telecom, and the public sector. So let's get deep into it and understand how each sector, or how of these each business intelligence applications can be implemented, or how these areas can be called as a business intelligence application, right? So this is just the diagram for the different business intelligence applications. Now, let's move on to the first business intelligence application, that is the customer relationship management. I know most of you already know about what is a customer relationship management, but just to give an overview of how a business intelligence can be applied to it, the first aspect that comes into picture for the customer relationship management is the maximize the return on market campaigns. Now, for example, the understanding the customer's pain points. By pain points, I mean wherein the customers, wherever the places the customer faces problem, can be called as a pain point for the customer. So, understanding the customer's pain points from the database analysis, whatever the past data that we have, analysis based on that past data, which ensures that the marketing messages are fine tuned to better resonate with the customers. I hope you can relate to this. That is what the whole thing that we are doing, trying to do here, is like applying the business intelligence in the area to maximize the overall return on the marketing campaigns by simple thing, that is by understanding their pain points or the areas where they face problems, fine tuning them, and ultimately resonating it in the better form to the customers. The second aspect is the uh, improve the customer retention, which is also called as the churn analysis. Now it is more difficult and I would say expensive to win new customers than it is to retain existing customers. I hope you agree it to me, that is it is actually difficult and also expensive to win new customers than it is to retain existing customers, right? So providing them with a discount or free services to retain profitable customers in a cost effective manner can be can help the business design effective interventions. Now the third aspect is, that is the maximize customer value. How do we maximize the customer value, right? Now what is this cross selling and upselling? Every contact with the customer or every interaction with the customer should be seen as an opportunity to gauge their current needs, like offering a customer new products and solutions based on those imputed needs can help increase revenue per customer, right? So that's how we can maximize the customer value. Now identify and delight highly valued customer. Now what are these highly valued customer? Identifying and delight highly valued customer, that is by segmenting the customers that we have, the best customer can be identified. They can be proactively contacted and delighted with greater attention and better services, reliable services. Then for example, loyalty programs can be managed more uh, effectively and more periodically, right? Then lastly is the manage brand image. I think it is self-explanatory. That is how managing the brand image plays important role in the customer relationship management, right? So moving on to the second application for the business intelligence, that is the uh, healthcare and wellness. Now you can relate it to it more, since it is the ongoing scenario, in the current scenario you can relate it how a business intelligence can be applied here in the field of healthcare and the wellness. Just to give an few important areas, that is diagnosing disease in the patients can be done with the business intelligence. For example, like diagnosing the cause of a medical condition, let's say, is the critical first step in the medical engagement. So accurately diagnosing cases uh, of cancer or diabetes can be matter of life or death for the patients, right? So by using the systems such as like IBM Watson or Absorb, uh, all the medical research to date, and make probabilistic diagnosis in the form of a, let's say, a decision tree, along with a full explanation of their recommendation, why is that recommendation, can be a application for the business intelligence. Now the second aspect is the treatment effectiveness. The Just to give an example how business intelligence can be applied to the treatment effectiveness, the prescription of the medications and the treatment is also a difficult choice. Out of so many possibilities that we have for the, let's say, a tablets or any medications, for example, let's say there are more than uh, 10 medication, or let's say more than 100 medications for a hypertension or high blood pressure, right? So there are also interactions in terms of which drugs uh, would would work well with others and which drugs would not work with them, right? So decision tree can help doctors learn about it and prescribe the more effective treatments so that the patients can recover their health faster with a lower risk of complications, and also as well as the cost. So I hope you get this point of the treatment effectiveness. Now, wellness management. This includes like keeping a track of the patient's health and so on, analyzing the regular customer health trends, right, and proactively advising them the precautions, right. So the fourth aspect in healthcare and wellness with respect to BI applications is manage fraud and abuse. By manage fraud and abuse, I mean the some medical practitioners have been found to conduct unnecessary tests and overbill the government and health insurance companies, right. So detecting that using the business intelligence. And lastly, the business health management, public health management. By public health management, just to give a simple example, the management of the public health is one of the important responsibilities of any system or any government or any organization for that matter. By using effective forecasting tools and techniques, governments can better predict the onset of the diseases in certain area or a location in real time. Now they can be therefore a better they can be better prepared to fight against those diseases if they have this uh, you know effective forecasting tools as well as the techniques available. Just to give an example, Google has been known to predict the movement of certain diseases by tracking the search terms like flu, vaccine, and used in different parts of the world. Uh, just to give an example again, in case of the Ebola, the Google has been also been successful in predicting the movement of the spread of the disease. So moving on, the third application for BI can be education. Now here also you can completely relate it to how it can be uh, a candidate for a business intelligence to apply on the model like an educational model. So student enrollment, this you can completely correlate student enrollment, the recruitment process and the retention process, how it can be made business intelligence application. Then course offering, depending on whatever the previous interests or previous data that you have based on your interests, the topics that you have served, the future course can be offered. uh, Third is the fundraising from alumni and other donors. So this is something different, that is fundraising from the alumni and other donors. By this, how business intelligence can be important here is like schools can develop periodic predictive models for the alumni that are most likely to pledge financial support to the schools or colleges. Then those institutes, that is the schools or colleges, can create a profile for those alumni more likely to pledge donations to those schools, and this can lead to the reduction in the cost of the mailing and other forms of you know outreach to alumni. Can be one candidate for the business intelligence. Definitely more area to be explored, but this can be a suitable potential candidate. Now moving on to the fourth business intelligence application, that is the retail. In terms of retail, that is the optimizing the inventory levels at the different locations can be uh, an application wherein business intelligence can be applied. Then improving store layouts and sale performances, then optimize logistics for seasonal effects, and minimize losses due to the limited shelf life. By uh, by this I mean, that is, let's say perishable goods offer challenges in terms of disposing of the inventory in time. By tracking these sales trends, the perishable products at risk, the perishable products whichever the products which are at risk of not selling before the sell by date can be suitably discounted or promoted.